And 3, 2, 1. We are ready to go live. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing? I'm back. It's interesting. I'm back here in Virginia. I'll still have a pretty busy schedule, but the chaos from March and April, I guess February, March are now over, and we're back in the swing of things. So I'm excited to get back into a reaction. Took last tour off, and man, it's been a while. I missed you guys. It's been fun. This is one of the few hobbies I have that I get to enjoy with a community, and I think through COVID that was well needed. Now it's part of family. You know, it's good hanging out with my friends such as Brian Voice. How you doing, man?
Good morning. I am great, and it's so awesome to be on your tour premiere again. I'm so excited. Missed you. And but you said it yourself, like even with all the great things you have going on, like a new job opportunity, congratulations.
Thank you.
That you're still able to roll out all those rundowns with Antolev, and we're so appreciative. And it was a great rundown, always staying on top of the meta. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'll make sure if my screen recording is working. I had some issues trying to get my my screen recording software up and running. So just give me 1 second. This is working a second ago. That's kind of how things in life work. They work until they don't. So in the meantime, though, what'd you think about the Ninja Tour?
Wow. Was making a lot of moves, because I really wanted to get to the tier 99 ASAP. And the reason I wanted to get it to it real quick was because I was kind of strategically timing, those 300 rubies that you get for the tier 99, because I wanted to make sure I could finish getting all the me suits, which I actually this morning did.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I really needed those rubies. It's very interesting, this game. I know, a lot of people miss the gotcha pipes, but it's really interesting, the whole thing, like going for the tier 99, going for those rubies so you can get everything else. It's like kind of a new strategy, and it's kind of fun.
Nice, man. Well, I'm glad it. I think we've always been preaching it's never too late to jump on the me bandwagon, never too late to get into the me's. So, hopefully there are some people that are still holding out that can still jump on the bandwagon and still have some fun with us. It's interesting, even looking at All Cup ranking, how many tracks that I had that were that were me suit related, between King Boo on all these Shy Guy Bazaars and Ghost Valleys, and between that and PD Piranha, Misu, and he was crushing last tour as well. Just as overall, got to the point where it's like even some of my Bowser Santa or Gold PD Piranha triple on, I think he's quad capped. And there's some tracks where I was using a me suit over him. So that's just where we are in the meta, and it's kind of taken us a while, some of us to realize that, but I think if you've been listening to Antelope and I, we've been preaching it for a long period of time, so it's fun to get at it. Sorry about that. The screen mirroring was working just a second ago, and now it's not. Let's see. I can get it working a couple different ways, but not the way I wanted to. Give me a second, guys. This is why we had a couple minutes delay and then had it working perfectly fine. But that's technology for you. So good. No, I'm pretty pumped about this Yoshi tour. Obviously, was not able to get into Kart Talk. We had a lot of people on spring break, and wasn't able to arrange for the guests. But obviously, we got a brand new character, and everyone's pretty pumped about what we have going on there. I don't know if Brian, you had any experience with the brand new character that we have introduced to Mario Kart Tour. You want to reveal what that is?
Yeah, well, me, Studfit, I gotta largely keep my mouth closed, but
Don't spoil the skill. The skill is what I care about. But tell. Yeah,
that's why mistakes happen, because it's all about getting better. And no, it's really interesting. I mainly started with this game with the Wii. And so I'm not too familiar with like the Yoshi franchise. It's a pretty new kind of a track for me. It's kind of exciting. I know it was pretty big in the Super Nintendo, which was a game system. There's like more Yoshi stuff there, I think, and I kind of had at the time the Sega Genesis, so it took me a few more
Oh
years.
no! Don't say that, Brian. We
I
thought you were
know,
one of
but
us.
hey, 2023, I'm all Nintendo.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, pretty every year. In fact, I started in the Yoshi tour. What was it now? 3 years ago. That's when that was the first tour that I experienced the game. Coming in, got Yoshi Egg Hunt. It was one of my first high ends. In addition to Waluigi Bus Driver. So the Yoshi tour has a lot of sentimental value to myself. But yeah, I don't know. I was never really into the Yoshi world, Yoshi land myself prior to. Here we go. Perfect.
Hello, Studfit.
Yo, what's going on?
You're all holding out for what? Oh, hey.
Hello, Brian.
Hey, welcome, bro.
Yeah, maybe you could tell us. I don't know if G Siegel, you've had more experience with the Yoshis and over your period of interacting with Mario Kart or Mario in general. What's your thoughts on the new driver? What were your expectations coming in before we look at some of the predictions from the fans? Oh gosh.
Yeah, I've played a few of the Yoshi games. Poochy's he's like to Yoshi what Yoshi is to Mario. He's Yoshi's Ryan. I never expected to add him as a driver. Like, it's just so random. Yoshi's dog as a driver. I didn't even consider it, but I think it's really cool. He's a very cute little dog, and it's nice to have a unique driver added.
Yeah, I think the community is pretty pumped just in having a brand new driver after getting so many alts. I think we've been pretty burnt out on the the alts here lately. And I think just in general, this is the spice that we needed. This was the little pick me up that the Mario Kart Tour community was longing for. We've been begging for even new skills, and we'll see if he gets a new skill. I have no idea. We'll pop into also the predictions from the community in our Discord server. We all had predictions for both new drivers. Technically, we have two this tour. Oh man, for some reason there's a delay here between my phone and my screen. Hopefully that's not too distracting. But we have Yoshi's Island right here. We can see right off the bat some good Yoshi's Egg Hunt Gold tour now open, and there he is in the background on that funky looking like birthday girl style cart. Good. Let's get into it before we get to any spoilers, because I know I've been keeping you out. We're about 20 minutes after the hour where I was hoping to get into. So let's see if I can turn up my volume, get it cranking. Start a new tour, obviously. That's a nice little ruby to get. Make some of these challenges get easier. Looks like we got Yoshi Island, Yoshi Desert, and Yoshi Valley RT. Those are interesting. I'll have a little. I had a little fun story with rank this week. I did pretty well. Got within, I think 3,000 within 3,000 on all three tracks. Might have been just one of the tracks I might have had 4,000 left on the gain column. But I had a funny story. I don't think I'll get Pit Crew Chief this week with Sammy D's channel. Dream Glider, all right, so close to level 8 there. Used to be a pretty good glider back in the day. It has been a while. Obviously, so happy to get these driver tickets. These are the most valuable ticket in the game, in my opinion. Even have splurged a few times and gotten them from the tier shop. All right, so 191 was my score, and looking at my friends list, Kareem was no doubt number one at 198. Neo was, he actually was about 1,500, 1,600 above me, and I had a nice run on Ninja Hideaway RT. In fact, I'll pull it up here in a second. Except for I got a coin, double giant banana. But what kept swerving at the end on purpose to try to let people get more banana hits, and ended up in second place. So if I hadn't gotten second place there, I mean, I got 189 actions, but that swing of getting second place probably cost me about 2,000, 3,000 points, just based on a pretty decent loadout. So congratulations to CNEO for whipping my butt. Probably the pit crew chief on Sammy channel. Had a pretty good run at it with obviously the gold me suit there. Got the, looks like the rainbow streetle. That's a pretty cute one there at level 8, 715. And then Star Grade Sale, some other meta items there. Actually, these are some really good runs for considering those loadouts. Kanye East obviously beasted it up with Armored Rider. Looks like even the Cactar, the Record Setter, even that quad capped Sakura Origami Glider beast run. Below that, we got Shadow Legend. I know he did a really good job with All Cup ranking. I think he got 97% almost on his All Cup ranking for last tour. Congratulations to Shadow Legend. Yeah, that's a beast. Edidal 185, Jeeves 184, Big Brolo 183, Liam Helock 183, Crazy 182, Carlos 180, Frenzy Fans 179, Nikki Veep 178, Montana 176, Pete, Ronnie 174, Frenzy Grind 173, Blah 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 173, Raker 172, Ben 171, Nat 169, Abby Quado 168, Raz 168 as well, Draco 161, Larry 157, Sammy D 154, Angela 153, Matt 152. These are also really high scores. I'm down in here in the mid 20s and exceeding 150. That's just where the game is between the Miis and these quad loadouts. The question now will be what's coming? Do we have level 9 to try to curb some of these things? I'll get into the chat here in a second. Spy2K 152, Luca 149, Groovy 149, Adam 146, Hero 146, B Raggio 141, Shy Guy Kart 138, This Be Chris 138, G Siegel 134. See what you got. Anything? Oh, we got this the Blue Crawley at 715. That's a pretty. It's a pretty beast card. I know a lot of the fans love it. I'm hoping that this tour gets some good buffs. We'll see what happens. Brian Voice 133. You were cruising with the Vampire Flyer. It was good to use that one again.
Well, I can't mess around with our favorite, our favorite, if not one of our favorite carts, that you have in your new awesome collage. I just recently brought it up to level 6 where it at least belongs. It's just a pleasure to use.
Yeah, it sure is. Looks like my screen is frozen. I've been having issues with this all morning. I apologize, guys. Let me see if I can get this started back up. Like I said, it's this was causing me some heartache. I still haven't found a perfect solution for it. Let's see if I can stop the screen sharing and start again. I hope that this doesn't run into issues all morning. All right. Completely different program. The program I was using before wasn't working. So like it was literally shut down. So sorry about that, guys. Hopefully we can get this running again. Here we go. All right, it didn't last very long, so hopefully this time it does, but no promises. We'll go through it, and I'll try to find a better solution for next time. All right, so we got through Brian Voice there. Frenzy Fangirl 132, Issa 126, 123 for So Crazy, Braden 115, Zooms 110, Snuffles 103, Tyler 100, SM Bros 195, Marco 92. Woola Hoop 92 as well, and then N2CJ N 135,000. So, one thing, if you can, I mean, you notice here I have 3 spots on my friends list. If you are a stud member or super stud member, one of the perks is to have me on your friends list. So, post the friends list. Oh gosh, is it not working again? This is absolutely insane, driving me up a wall. Okay.
You can't be perfect, Studfit. You know, it's hard to be 100%. And of all the people I know, you come, one of the closest, near 100%. Sometimes we got to be reminded, it's not a perfect world. I know you just got a new computer, so you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it online and everything soon.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this has been quite over the last 2 or 3 years. It's been quite a learning experience, but yeah, I will say technology. It just doesn't always work like you want it to. So appreciate everyone's patience. I don't know if this app will work the whole time, but we'll try to skim through and get to the meat of the tour here in a second. That's where I'll prioritize here. Let's go. But yeah,
I just got a new phone. I just got a new Android, smartphone myself, and it's like you said, technology is great, but sometimes I think it's so good, and there's so many things that I gotta tweak. It's gonna take a little bit of time. It'll be great in the end because it's a new, better phone. But there's a lot of it types things when it's in my pocket. I can't stand, little things I got to figure out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Well, it's working now, so let's give it a shot. Spring Challenges 2 with high-end driver. Looks like we got White Yoshi will be available. Better rewards in the token shop. I always love these. These are so crucial. Having these extra tickets. And I guess we're part of this celebration still, for what it's worth. I don't know if we have any glimpses to what we have next tour. Let's get into, looks like Light Blue Yoshi and Light Blue Yoshi Turbo. These are for the high tier for ranking. So pretty dumb rewards there. Except for here, look we go. You get the Yoshi Gold Egg and Gold Eggshell Glider for the second week of the tour. So usually it feels like a lot of the good rewards are week 1. This week though, we might see some people going bonkers in week 2 to try to get that egg. Gold Yoshi, gold something. Cool. Let's get the Yoshi tour starting now. We got some extreme challenges, so they are kicking off now. We'll have to look into those. Are they extreme, guys? Tell me right off the bat. Do we got some?
I took a look at them. You Studfit, Kareem, Set a Neo. I think you guys will be okay with it. It's not easy. It's not an easy one.
All right, we'll look into those in a second. We do have these spring eggs. Setting spring eggs flying can get you event tokens, which can be exchanged for the items in the tier shop. Look for spring eggs with all sorts of patterns on them. Got Yoshi Island also appearing in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is cool for those who play that. We also got a Spotlight shop is currently open. And it does appear though, regardless of what happens with my phone, we can pull up the Spotlight shop from the toolbox with Sam78IT. We got Yoshi Egg Hunt in the Spotlight. He has the Yoshi's Island as a favorite course. Let me see if this is catching up with us. I can read it if worst case scenario. Let's see if. Yeah, man. Jeez. Let's see if I can. I'm really hoping it was working there for a little bit, a few times. Oh, guys, I'm really hoping this this is more consistent. All right. All right. I think we're set here. Good. All right. So Gold Egg Hunt is in the Spotlight. Not too excited about that necessarily. He's pretty forgettable. Rank eligible course in the first half of the tour. Also in the Spotlight is the Yoshi's Cookie Glider. That's pretty cool though. Yoshi's Island and N64. Gosh. This is going to be really tough to get through, guys. I'm so sorry. it's this program's not working very well. At least it's working more than the others, I'll tell you that. But this is not as going as planned. So my apologies. Might just have to read through it. Well, maybe we'll just get to the skill of the brand new driver in case nothing else happens. We'll get through at least the spotlight shop and try to make it through this, guys. But again, I'll have to find a new program for this. I was hoping that this one was gonna replace the one that I was using prior that no longer exists. But the show must go on. So here we are.
I would watch your shows without video. I would just watch you and Antalev just going back and forth, no video. I'll just say so. No, but I appreciate that we all like that. But I'm just saying I'd watch this without it.
I appreciate it, man. Well, I'll just keep talking through it and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we got the Yoshi Cookies glider above items. Again, hoping to get the chat is going as well. I see Andy S out there, Eva Taco, Kareem. What's going on, Kareem? I see Mesa. I see some Zephram, YouTube. I see Crazy with the K and Paul, Ronnie Cash, Preservance. Check out Rita. I see a lot of good people here that have been awesome supporters. So this, if nothing else, this is a good time for me to just thank you all for your support and patience, as not everything works as planned. But here we are. We're getting through the Yoshi tour again. If you remember, I think it was last Yoshi tour? I think it was last Yoshi tour. I was actually in Orlando with my family, and we found out the Yoshi Gold Egg something as I was there. I think I had my laptop on my car. I was outside reacting to a brand new Coinbox driver. So if this is only working for a minute or two, let's get to, again, sorry we can't get to all the votes, but let's get into the skill for the brand new driver. Here it is. 3, 2, 1. Poochy has Lucky 7. Interesting.
Surprise.
All right, guys. What do you think about Lucky 7 for Poochy?
Yeah, me neither. I was personally expecting Giant Banana. For me, really made sense, and the timing made sense for Giant Banana. And I believe most of your predictions were in your Discord channel were Giant Banana. And it's a Lucky 7 right after the the Shy Guy Explorer. So it's kind of back to back. I don't know about Lucky 7 unless it's me. Unless it's that me with all those points. I don't know how many people are gonna want to level this thing up.
Yeah, it does look like Whoop was the only person who guessed it right. A lot of people were going with the Giant Banana. We even had 5 people, so 17 people voted for Giant Banana. We had 5 for Coinbox. We had 4 for Boomerang Flower. We had even a couple for some new skills. I think Nintendo was hoping for a new skill. Yeah, so we have Lucky 7 now. We've kind of talked about Lucky 7 being one of the skills that may die off as we get these Mii drivers. I love Lucky 7 as a skill. I've been really enjoying it for the Mii's. I do wonder though, a Lucky 7 non-Mii driver, how useful that's going to be. I mean, there's some we've seen all of the Lucky 7s drop off at some point, like their value. I think about Nabbit. I think about Lakitu Party Time. I think about so many drivers that just as Coinbox drivers are introduced, as Mii suits are introduced, they become just less and less valuable. Again, not necessarily their fault, but there's better options when it comes to using better skills or better base points. So we'll see how long. Again, even thinking about Charging Chuck, I don't use Charging Chuck ever, and he came out about a year ago. And I have him at level 8, double uncapped. But when it comes to Coinboxes and everything that's kind of taken over its tracks, it's become much, much less useful. Looking at its tracks, though, it does have Yoshi Island, Yoshi Island RT. It does have the little baby park T, which is a little tough one to cover. Riverside Park, Yoshi Desert. Man, other than these Choco Islands, this is actually a pretty good starting list. A lot of newer tracks, which is, if nothing else, a little reassuring that he might be useful at some point in time throughout the future. And we also did get another new driver. Again, I understand my screen is having quite a delay, basically unwatchable. But we do have light blue Yoshi, got the Yoshi's Egg. So let's get to the tour predictions. We did have 7 people vote for the Yoshi Egg, including myself, Crainbow, Spy2K, Firestorm, Beer, Issa, and E. Deedle. We had 16 people thinking that it would be the Ice Flower, and even a couple for Dash Ring. But yes, it is the Yoshi Egg, which is actually kind of a underappreciated skill in my opinion. It's actually pretty wild when it comes to getting those hits with the, it's basically in my opinion almost better than a red shell. It's a little bit more convenient shooting that out, and then of course you can get a mushroom or something else on the back end. So pretty useful there. Again, I understand my screen's running kind of frozen, but if it's frozen on anything, frozen on the Poochy starting tracks is okay. But we got Yoshi Island, Yoshi Desert, and Yoshi Valley RT. So obviously new tracks here with the Yoshi Island and Yoshi Desert. It looks like a week 2, got Baby Park RT, Yoshi Desert RT, and then Yoshi Island RT. So 3 RTs in next week's rank, which is pretty wild. Yeah, so 3 RTs, including one of the Yoshi Desert and Yoshi Island. So again, this is what we have a hard time with the rundown. Is before we'd always have 2 older tracks brought back into the game, but there's been bringing in so many new tracks, to a game in many cases. It's been really hard to get people, to invest in something and then have that track be brought back. If you notice, this tour, like many others, have had 4 new tracks introduced into out of the 6 ranked tracks. So it's really hard to predict. Let's get into the coverage, and again, let's see if I would love to see if I can get it just started for a brief moment here as I'm getting into the coverage here. Any other thoughts though on Poochy or the new drivers or anything I missed so far?
We're going to be. Oh, sorry, Greg.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that it's kind of annoying that because Poochy has like 2 of the week 1 rank tracks, but you can only get them in week 2. So it's kind of annoying that they keep putting these new drivers in week 2 and you can't like give them the week 1 tracks.
Yeah.
And Yoshi Valley RT in week 1 is also new, and he has that track, but then you can't use him on it, which is annoying.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty annoying. Yeah, I don't know why they do it that way. It doesn't really make much sense, to be honest with you, but for whatever reason, someone at Nintendo thinks that they're playing with our emotions. Yeah, so to your point there, this Yoshi Egg Hunt is the week 1. You can get the Yoshi cookies, but can't even get them till next week. Now I do believe, will he show up in the daily spotlight as like a week 2 possibility in week 1?
I don't think he can. At least the last few tours, it was like the second week drive, but the week 1 driver shot in week 2.
Okay.
But I could be wrong, but I haven't heard anybody had him show up yet.
All right, yeah, because of these issues with my phone, let's go to that spotlight. Let me see if I can pull up the toolbox, and let's talk about the spotlight shop, because maybe that, at least we'll have some more success with that. Yeah, let me pull that up again. Huge shout out to Sam7AIT. I was told that that is live right now, so let me pull up. Let's see if I can get this screen going. All right. Let me open this full screen here. And that way we can walk through it. So I'll move this out of the way. All right, so looks like this is the Mario spotlight. So let's go somewhere else and then go to pipes. If you haven't seen this already, this is if you go to MKT Toolbox. Oops, sorry. MKT Toolbox .com. You can see all this information. We did an awesome video with Sam78IT walking through what his website does, but you can kind of see here. This is the website there. All right, so we got the we got daily spotlight. Hopefully we can see this. Yes, we got the Yoshi tour. In fact, just to pull this up full screen, let me condense this a little bit, and then I'll pull this out. We can talk about the spotlight shop because I think that's what a lot of people want to know is, you know, how do I take a look at the spotlight shop, make decisions to purchase things. Again, we're doing this on the fly. I appreciate everyone's patience here, but here we go. This is the Yoshi Tour Daily Spotlight Pool. We got Yoshi Kangaroo and PD Piranha, the two most notable for the high chances for the drivers. We got some other options. Mario's Title of View in there. Luigi Cat Luigi has been a popular one for some players. Toad Astronaut's back. That one's a hot one to get. He's just been doing pretty well. As always, I always focus on the Mii's above anything else when it comes to the spotlight and using your rubies. But if you are looking for a driver, if you can somehow get one of the lower chance coin box drivers such as Gold Charging Chuck, that's always a solid option for you. Gold Egg Gold something. He's not bad as well. But I think the one that stands out the most is Toad Astronaut. He's a beast right now, and he's on the rise. He's going to get new tracks. We'll see what happens for this tour and others when that comes back. In fact, man, I wish we could see for ranked. In fact, yeah, because that's gonna be the big thing is when we're looking at the spotlight shop. There, that's interesting. This is working for a second or two. Yeah, let's jump into trying to see while this is working. And again, we might have to flip back and forth. But we'd love to see for ranked what those loadouts are. So while it's working, again, who knows? Maybe it's not. Yeah, and of course it's not. So let's get back in. Goodness sakes, guys, I apologize. Well, there we go. All right, let's get into while we can. Let's go with the Yoshi's Island. Looks like we do have Shy Guy Ninja, PD Piranha Mii Suit, Silver Mii Suit. Got some supers in here. We have some explorers. Because this is the first track in a cup, it does have a little bit of a Mii boost. So anyone who has this track on the middle shelf gets it on the top shelf for this tour. We got Poochy there on the far right. Again, I know my screen has locked up there. But we got the pastry chef in there. We have, but honestly, the most notable is PD Piranha Mii Suit has been crushing it lately. Obviously, I have a level 8 quad capped because it's absolutely insane. But even Silver's on there. If you haven't gone into the Mii's, you got some super options. You also have the Shy Guy Ninja. And really, that's really the only plus skills that you're looking at. As for carts, moving into the carts, we got
question, Studfit. Are we going to be treating Yoshi's Island like a nitro course and Yoshi's Desert as a retro course?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what the community has decided or haven't talked to Antilev or others, but what's been the rumbling in the streets?
I mean, I haven't I haven't seen this particularly discussed yet, but I got to feel like just like the ice cream, land and the recent Piranha, the last Nitro we had, the Piranha, I forgot what it was called, that this will be the same, possibly a Nitro. So I say that because meta-wise, as far as what to invest into.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. What do you guys think? Will this this Yoshi Island be considered a nitro track? Which I think is a really good question. I think sometimes we just kind of have to just take a best educated guess. I'm looking at it in the chat. Looks like the supers are coming in handy, says Andy S. PD Misu is a buff, not a cup boost. Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you, Crazy with a K. Let's see. Yeah, no one's really mentioned it. Let me know in the chat if we think that there's going to be any Misut. I'm sorry, not Misut. If the Yoshi Island is going to be a nitro track or if it's going to be a regular rotating track. Let's see.
I imagine this would be a nitro course, considering it's a brand new course to the series that was just like added recently.
So you think it'll be a nitro track, or do you think it'll be a rotating one?
It'll be an Easter track, I think. It'll come back every Easter, probably.
Man, I hope not, but you're probably right there. Looks like for carts, we got the Sky Blue Mark II. We have the new Taiko drum. Got the pink Goo Goo Buggy. Even a Super Yoshi there, the pink one. A couple other options. I will say it's nice that they give us these super options. This is extremely convenient. Obviously, many of us have the regular Yoshi Turbo at a pretty high level, so that's a pretty good option there. And if for some reason you invested in the pink, that's pretty solid. This is a really tough top shelf to cover. I mean, the Ice Cream Minibus has been a pretty strong one in the meta. So you got to like that. And even the Green Cat Cruiser's been pretty strong. For myself, it's the Sky Blue. I'll be rolling with. Looking at the gliders, we got the Glittering Parasol, the Record Setter, Pretzel Glider, the Mint and Berry Balloons. Got the nice old Daisy Glider. It's been a while since we've seen that. And then, of course, the Eggshell Glider. So a lot of super options. Man, you could go straight up just Yoshi and supers the whole way through. So although this is kind of paywalled when it comes to some of the high-end options being a little bit more rare, having super options across the board is actually this is extremely rare. But yeah, you could go Yoshi, just regular Yoshi, regular Yoshi Turbo, and the Eggshell Glider. And if you have all those at level 8 quad capped because they're supers, you might be crushed and ranked on the Yoshi's Island. So I take that back. That's probably one of the easiest tracks to cover that we've seen in a long time. Good. Yeah, no, this is quite a surprise, pleasantly or not pleasantly. It's up to you. For me, I think that's to me, I think it's good for new players. I think it's convenient that they're bringing stuff in for newer players to jump right in. And of course, the older players, we already have some of these Yoshi items at level 8. I mean, it was one of the first things we were trying to knock out when it came to our daily selects. So that part, is actually super convenient for new older players as well. Even though we kind of would like to use our high ends, it is what it is. We'll take it. All right, so while the screen is working, let's go into Yoshi Desert. Right off the bat, we see the gold Mii suit. Oh my goodness, insane. Let's see if this is some kind of cup boost or if this is an actual track. We talked about him getting buffed unlike any other driver in the game. We got Yoshi Desert here. Yep, this is a gold Mii permanent track here for him. Obviously, he's paired with one other coin box driver, and that is Daisy Tie Dress. Let's get Matt.
The rich getting richer.
Rich getting richer, man. Again, we've been talking about this gold Mii suit. Don't hesitate. I even have him on my board here at the very bottom. You can kind of see him right here because I knew this was going to be a crazy year for him, dude. This is again. Last week we had him as a double feature. We're here on the second track, and he's already here featured and ranked. It's really hard to predict what's going to be in ranked in the future. But this Mii suit, guys, he's going to be in ranked, I'm sure, all year long. Got Marius.
Props to your prediction. I mean, you said it. I wasn't so sure if that was going to happen, if it wasn't going to be more like the coin box which had more value, like most things in the beginning. And you predicted, you said months and months ago, multiple times, that this will be buffed unlike any other. And you were right on point. That was really an incredible prediction, because and maybe you said that because it's nice for players that haven't gotten to tier 80 as quickly as we all did, and that if it was buffed like a regular thing, they wouldn't get any value out of that. So perhaps it promotes going up in tiers and being active.
Yeah, man. Well, I just remember getting into way too many arguments with people about specifically Meowser. Everyone was saying, hey, Meowser's gonna, this is the best driver in the game, And I said, yeah, you know what? He's really doing well right now. You could argue that he's the best driver in the game right this minute, but don't sleep on the Mii suit. I mean, I think if you have to invest in anything, don't hesitate on this Mii suit. I kept saying it, and there were still people that were saying, no, Meowser's better than this gold guy. He's, gold guy, gold Mii suit is really not that great. He's, he's got this, he's got that. He's a Mii suit. He doesn't have as many tracks. And I just said, guys, please don't. I mean, Nintendo put him at tier 80 for a reason. They want us to earn him, and here he is. Double feature last tour. We'll see if he's a double feature this tour. You also got Saddle of You in there. Kangaroo Yoshi. Got regular PD Piranha. You got the Donkey Kong Mii suit. Gold Egg Gold something in there. You even have the Dry Bowser Mii racing suit. There's so many options here you could go with. I mean, this would be like an ideal track for our action count competition. Which, by the way, huge shout out to Crazy with the C. He got 216 actions on Ninja Hideaway RT last tour. So congratulations, he is our action count competition king from last tour. Huge shout out to Crazy. He always comes in with some beast runs. That's just, 216 is you couldn't get that with Giant Banana. Absolutely crushed it. Let's get into carts again. My screen's not working out here so well, but Yoshi Desert looks like we got the Shielded Speedster and the Flowery Badwagon. Two top 5 carts, 2 top 3 carts right now. Well, actually, probably top 5. I think the Shielded Speedster had dropped a little bit, but guys, this is why we invested so early in the Shielded Speedster. We knew that he was going to get future tracks, and with getting 2 new tracks introduced, 2 new sets of tracks seemingly introduced every single tour, we just know that those items are going to peak right when these new tracks are being released. And the Flowery Badwagon, we've already been talking about it quite a lot these last few tours. It is crushing it right now. And of course, I just took mine to level 8 triple uncapped because it filled a lot of gaps in my account. But man, if you missed out on the Shielded Speedster and you're interested in a cart that will fill a lot of gaps, this Flowery Badwagon is absolutely insane. We also have the Blazing Eagle, which has been a really, really strong cart. Number 1 cart in the game, I believe, from last tour. Those 3 are absolutely insane. Right below that, it's kind of like the tier A, tier like meta S, whatever you want to call it. Right below that is the Piranha Pipes, which has been pretty strong. And then you have these 3 gold carts that are basically garbage. We do have this brand new Huffin' Puffin' Egg, which is, again, starting coverage, kind of interesting because it's got some Baby Park and some Yoshi Desert, even got Cookie Land. However, it's a really small cart, so you're really not going to get so far with Coinbox, but maybe you can use it with some other skills.
Maybe that's why it's called Huffin' Puffin', is because just sitting there huffing puffing trying to get those coins and how annoying and hard it's going to be. It's huffing and puffing.
Yeah. No, certainly a fun, cute name there. I will say, I can't help but think about our little Puffy, our little Puffin. Hope Puffton's doing well and feeling better. So I think some great options there for carts. I think 3 main ones: Blazing Eagle, Shield Speedster, Flowery Badwagon. 3 top 5 carts that you can't go wrong with. Feel free to invest in any of those three. No super options here, so you're going to have to actually pull the trigger on one of them. And then moving into gliders. Again, well aware of the screen freezing. Sorry, guys. We got a couple options. Actually, a couple really strong options. So we got the Fire Manta glider, which has been a really strong glider, really sneaky, came out in that special pipe, so we knew it was going to have really good coverage, but it started off really slow. It's been crushing it here lately. It's like, I think, four out of the last 5 tours it's been in ranked. Got like that. Then one that we've been talking about, so we were blue in the face, or black in the face here. We got Black Star Shoot. Really well. Really good glider that we've been talking about for a while. It's been between that and the Boom Masks, they've been kind of trading off ranked every other tour. So flowering flappers. That's again not necessarily in the meta, but it's a pretty strong one, at least there from my account. You got the Goomba. A lot of people were hoping the Goomba got some action this tour. It was okay last tour, but came out the gates. We all were expecting it to do really well coming out of that Mario tour. I think the one of the more common ones would be the Piranha Pipe balloons. Really strong glider. It's a huge monster glider. It was number one glider for a couple tours. It's still top 5 glider, and really like that and the Black Star Shoot are kind of the 2 meta gliders in this list. But if you want to invest in something a little early, the Goomba, this Goomba glider is a pretty strong one to take a little bit of a head start on. So that's the Yoshi Desert. I think for a lot of people, it's going to be Gold Me. You got to go Gold Me if you have it. If otherwise, it's going to be. Again, we haven't read the track, so I don't know if it's a good Coinbox track or not. Let us know in the chat if you think it is. But yeah, I think if you don't have the Gold Me suit, maybe you're a tier 70 something. If you can go tie dress or tie dye, feel free to take a look at her. She's going to be really strong. No matter what account you have, she's got some of the most Coinbox exclusive tracks. But then you got plenty of other options. If you like Boomerang, you can go Yoshi Kangaroo and Petey Me, just regular Petey. And then you have Mario Saddle of You. But all these options, guys, it all pales in comparison to the Gold Me suit. So I think if you have the Gold Me suit, and guys, it's just absolutely insane right now. And then there are 3 carts to keep an eye on for this track, which would be the Shield Speedster, Flowery Badwagon, and the Blazing Eagle. Many would say that the Blazing Eagle is probably the number 1 choice there, and I couldn't argue with them. And then I think like the top 2 gliders for Yoshi Desert would be the Piranha Plant balloons and the Black Star Shoot. I think the Fire Manta is a strong option too, but I think if you want to get a little early, you want to invest in something a little spicy. It's got to be the Goomba the Goomba 8-bit. That one's pretty new, and it's this is actually kind of a harder track to cover there. So that's
Studfit.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You were asking if this is a good Coinbox course. It is, but I'm going to say as well. I have a double capped. I got all the Mii suits now. Double capped Donkey Kong Mii suit.
Ooh.
And it is a strong giant banana course, like narrow like that. One of the better ones. I'm saying that because I know usually you bring them up, but with the video, I don't know if you'll be doing that today. But I just wanted to say it is really strong giant banana without even grinding that hard. A few races, I got 148 on a double giant banana run.
Wow.
I'm guessing 175 with 2 early giant banana frenzies. 175 won't be a problem, and that could outdo maybe the Coinbox.
Really, you think so?
Maybe, I'm not sure. It's because it's narrow. Narrow is also good for Coinbox. So I'm going to try both. and I'm going to play around on the DKR spreadsheet to see what it says.
Nice, man. Yeah, please do so.
Like
What'd you say, Siegel?
It seems like it's a good Coinbox course. It looks like a good Coinbox course, but you got to get rid of tokens on the Coinbox to actually do well.
Yeah. So that's a good point, Siegel. Number 1 priority is to get rid of these tokens. We've seen enough of the data to know that the red coins are being replaced by tokens. And so by when you're talking about having a double coin box frenzy and a couple singles, a couple single coin boxes, by getting rid of your tokens, you will increase your score by like literally the same run by at least 10 actions or so. So again, highly recommend getting rid of, and again, whether you're using an auto clicker with the Android or some of the shortcuts and speech commands with the iPhone, highly recommend getting rid of those tokens. That should be your number one priority for these first 3 or 4 days. However possible, you might not have the time, which is totally fine. I leave mine on overnight a couple nights, just maybe 1 or 2, whichever night or the morning I'm not getting up early. Let's get into Yoshi Valley. My phone's working right now. So right off the bat, we got Toad Astronaut. Yeah, guys, this guy, it's actually kind of funny how much they've given him some really good tracks. Looking at the second shelf, though, we're going to see if there's any coin boxers, and I do not see any coin boxers on that second row. So it's gonna be a little tougher to get.
No, it is hard. I used him already on that course, and it took me about at least half a dozen races to even get one coin boxer. So it is possible to boombox with that, but it's going to take a lot of grinding, and I don't even know how often even 2 coin boxers might even show up, likely dealing with 1.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's going to be tough to try to get a boombox frenzy, but we do have the new Poochy on here, and honestly, those are kind of the top 2 skills. I will say this Luigi Chef has been pretty sneaky with the triple bananas, but really, like, those are the only 3 options you have. You get this brand new Piranha Plant Mii suit, which is not, you don't want to get it confused with the PD Piranha Mii suit, because it does have fire flowers, so not very useful. Yeah, guys, I think it's Toad, Astro Toad is crushing it right now. If you invested early in him, this is a huge track for him for ranked. Then we got for Karts, Lightning Streamliner tops the list here. We also have the Blue Crawly Kart, got a nice buff. I would say last tour, not great buffs in my opinion. This tour, awesome buff. This is a tough one to cover, but it does have some other pretty good karts. Armored Rider is one that a lot of people invested in for good reason. It's an awesome old school meta kart, so glad that they brought it back. Glad they threw some buffs at it. We also got a newer up and coming one, the Blooper Shuttle. It's been really, really strong. Broke into our top 10 here recently, doing really well. The Camo Tanuki kart's been sneaky too. So again, you got a variety of pretty good options there in Yoshi's Valley. I would say, if you've been following any of the meta, this kart options, you shouldn't have a hard time covering. And then for gliders, the gliders are rough, guys. Gliders on Yoshi Valley RT. My thought process is maybe they're trying to make this Yoshi's Cookies really, really enticing, because really there's not that many options. You do have the Calico Toe Beam balloons. You got the yellow hard hat, which we talked about being in the top 10. You got the Icy Mario's mustache. Really strong ones there. Really, the Icy Mario's mustache and the yellow hard hat are probably the 2 best options for a lot of players. And many may not have it, because after we got introduced to the Spotlight Shop, I don't think everyone was going in for these items. But we'll jump back into the MKT toolbox again here in a little bit after we've seen kind of what's available. But those are really your best 2 options there for Yoshi's Valley RT. So some interesting ones there. Moving to week 2, and we'll kind of just talk about this again. Well, where my screen is not acting so great. Got Santa Mii on this Baby Park RT. One of the strongest options here, really across the board. You do have the Larry Wintertime, which I think we had this track. Remind me if correct me if I'm wrong. Hold me accountable, guys. But this Larry Wintertime, this Baby Park RT was in ranked probably about a month, maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, I also think it was the one we had there. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's nice that it's for him that this is like not a newer track per se. It is newish. as in it came out about a year ago. But to have it twice in ranked in like a 2 month span is actually really rare. That like almost never happens. Now there is a super.
And it's good that he has the if he has the combo cruiser. If you have the combo cruiser, it takes that size disadvantage a little bit away, because I know people are taken back by his size, but if you have it leveled up high like myself, because of the combo cruiser, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Babe Park RT came out in the New Year's tour like a few months ago. It was one of the tracks which had its RT come out later.
You're right.
And I think Combo Cruiser was like the only big car here. And I remember people were complaining that it was not very good as Larry.
Well, yeah, and that on top of being an RT track, which anytime you have a T track or an RT track with a coin box driver, it's hit or miss. There's sometimes where tracks that have like a longer section, but then there's a lot of other jumps throughout the rest of the track where you can kind of get at least a coin box frenzy during that one little split where it's kind of flat. But there's not much of that even in this track. It's just all a lot of jumps, a lot of banging around. And so, yeah, coin box may not be your best option on this track. I will say for myself, Santa Me is the guy. He's this is actually a really awesome option for him. Just because Lucky 7, you can kind of fall back a little bit. You know, I'm trying to remember if this is 3 laps or 5 laps?
5 laps.
5 laps. So, yeah, Lucky 7 might be a really good option. Again, you know, they're short laps, but Lucky 7, you get a Lucky 7 single, Lucky 7 frenzy, and then you catch up, and you might even have time for something else. This is especially good if you get like even a banana frenzy right off the bat or something like that, because you're having to go back around 5 times. I wish they had like a giant banana driver on this track, but of course no. Even the Nabbit Misu might be a decent option on this track as well. So what we discussed earlier, this is a really teeny tiny kart option selection. In addition to, you know, some streetles and some speeders, we also now have this brand new Sakura Sports Coupe. We got the gold capsule carts, pink speeder. I will say the pink speeder's been crushing our meta lately. So if you have to invest in one, that's not a bad one. You also have the purple bunny in there, which is an old school. But really, Strawberry Soft Swerve is a pretty good one. To your point, though, Combo Cruiser is going to be the bigger hitbox. Still probably worth investing in for many. It's an older cart, but could give you some really good pairings, some really good coverage. Strawberry Soft Swerve and the pink speeder are probably the best 2 options to invest in. Outside of that, though, we do have this brand new light blue Turbo Birdo Yoshi that we'll get in week 1 of the tour that we can use in week 2. They set that up appropriately. Good for them. So that's an option too, because this is just a really tough track. And again, a lot of these carts are small, except for the Combo Cruiser and the Strawberry Soft Swerve. It's really hard to get really invested into any of these. Myself, I'll be using the Purple Bunny, I believe. It's one that I invested in back in the day. It used to be really good. For gliders, it's been another slim pickings option. You know, we got the new Diamond, Wonderful Diamond was on that track. A couple other items that are a little newer. I will say that myself, finally, I have an option here for the Gold Hard Hat Balloon. This is a nice buff here for the Gold Hard Hat Balloon. I have it at level 7. I took it up early and then kind of regretted it. Came in handy last tour, but taking it to level 8 it is a level 8 unlock. In case you hadn't seen that, most people can't see it unless you have it at level 7, which I do. So I see it there. It's nice and glowing. So that might be my best option, to be honest with you, because this is probably one of the hardest ones to cover. Not a lot of these are in the meta. I will say the vanilla and chocolate balloons has been really, really strong. That's really the only one that's in our top 10 right now. The Sky High Flyer was one that some people invested in. The Bright Balloons was a really good pairing. We also have some newer items. I think the Fuzzy Kite, if you have to invest in anything early, Fuzzy Kite's a really strong option. We kind of talked about that being in the top 10. That one would be kind of like similar to the Goomba that we kind of talked about. If you have to invest in anything a little early, than you wanted to, that would be a pretty good option. And then we have this brand new bright ribbon. It looks pretty cool. Again, I think the ribbons, in general, the style of the ribbon is a little lazy, but the color is pretty sweet. I do like the kind of this cotton candy colorization of it. Yeah, I think for Baby Park RT, I think Fuzzy Kite's probably going to be the sneakiest early investment, and I think outside of that, the vanilla and chocolate is still pretty safe as well.
I was going to ask you, Studfit. I remember you weren't a fan of the original ribbon, the original one, and then the Galaxy Glider came out, and you were, that had awesome coverage, and you were a little more okay with that. I made a heavy investment into. I know it's not meta currently, but I hope in watching you and Antliv on the rundown in the coming months that it becomes meta. The Wonderful Diamond. Hoping that gets top 10. I have a feeling it will. I
hope you're right.
For big things out of that glider.
I hope you're right. It looks cool. I love the look of the Wonderful Diamond, but I think it's too early to tell. At least when it comes to like the Fuzzy Kite, it came out a little around the same. Actually, I think the Fuzzy Kite actually had probably about 2 or 3 or 4 months on it. But that might actually be the safer of the two riskier options. But I love the Wonderful Diamond. I know a lot of people have gone into it. It looks beautiful. I hope it pans out for you, man. It definitely looks awesome. Well, I'm seeing if my phone will work again. We'll see. Don't hold your breath there. Have been having issues with it all morning. I do see. Saw Natalie jump in the chat. I see Swiftjar. What's going on, guys? Again, I've been having some technical difficulties here on my end, but the conversation still continues. We got Yoshi Desert RT on this track. Looks like we got the the question mark block me racing suit. Let's see if this is a buff at all. Nope. Yoshi Desert RT. There it is. It's a permanent track there for another meta me. This question block right behind the gold is a really strong option. So, guys, I can't say enough about the me's. There's some other options. Gold Charging Chuck is a great option there. The Gold Yoshi Gold Egg is quality as well. Obviously, in the Yoshi Tour, that makes a lot of sense. We do have the Orange Yoshi on this track, so having a super option is as well as also the Orange Birdo, pretty strong there too. Plenty of me's. I think you have to go question block. If you've been holding back on him, feel free to give him a little spa day. He's definitely well worth it. Then for carts, okay, yeah, here's it's going to be the yellow Turbo Birdo for most. Many of us have had this card at a pretty high level for a while. Other than that, it's interesting that they're giving us some super options with these tough to cover top shelf when it comes to high ends. None of these high ends are really sticking out as really strong ones to invest in. So it has to be this yellow Birdo, Turbo Birdo. Like you have like basically no options and then a super. So I think that's going to be a pretty strong option for a lot of people. I mean, really, I don't even know if I can advise investing in any of these high ends. It's not really great. I would say that yeah, man, I really can't advise any of these.
It's really interesting what's happening with these supers. I know in the beginning of the show today, Studfit, you said, we were looking at what they're giving out, and we were kind of yawning at the new light blue, Yoshi and his Kart. But and usually we've been yawning at those kind of things, that are in, finishing high in the ranked or whatever. But those things, I think recently, we've been seeing a little bit more supers used. They always had it trickle in there from time to time. But I wonder if the algorithm's going to start to change. Antlev's algorithm with, I know it, people aren't going to, it depends on the kind of player. Like me, it's a big thing. I'm not a dolphin. I'm not a whale. I'm going to be possibly using that yellow Turbo Yoshi. It doesn't take a lot of tickets to bring it up to 6. And it's a daily select item. So there's the bonus of that towards maxing those out. It's just interesting what's happening a little bit with the supers lately.
Yeah, I think it's I'm glad that they're doing it. It's I think getting newer players more involved and excited about not always having to play from behind and trying to get all these newer items. I like it. All right, so it does look like my phone's working here. So moving to gliders, we have the gold hard hat that we mentioned is the double feature in ranked this tour. We do have the 8-bit bullet bill, which is it's been a strong meta glider. Nice to see it coming back a little bit. Then it's got some other options. I did like this 8-bit block glider. So we were kind of comparing it to the Goomba. Right now, I'd say they both got one rank track, so they're both doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy about that. But there's some other strong options. And then, of course, here we go, a super glider, the flower glider. So, guys, a lot of gold items here, but if you haven't invested into the 8-bit bullet bill or invested into these a couple of these new gold gliders, I think your option has to be this the flower glider. Flower glider, definitely quad cab, but this has been a pretty strong one. And just some of the older tracks, Shy Guy Bazaars, Daisy Hills, etc. It's certainly, I know it only has 7 tracks, but these are some. I still end up using it. I think it's like one of the lagoons or something. I use it every once in a while, so not bad to quad cap it if you have to for a super. But there you go. That's Yoshi Desert RT. Let's see if we can get into Yoshi's Island RT. Looks like the screen recording is working in my favor. But ooh, guys, right off the bat, this is tough. Looks like there's no top skill Mii's, which we've been spoiled with this tour. You do have the light blue Explorer, Shy Guy Explorer. This is probably going to be the best option for a lot of players. But really, I mean, to be honest with you, I'll probably take an L on this track. I'll probably see if I can do whatever I can without investing in any of these. I mean, I couldn't see myself investing in either one of these Mii suits, but I have heard from some players like Kareem that Goomba Mii might be a really strong, interesting Mii suit to invest in. I just can't get behind any of these guys. Nice to have Poochy here though in a ranked track. That's a good track for him to get. Moving forward to carts. Let's see if
yeah, that is a tough top shelf there. I'm pretty sure Kareem's gonna have, or might already have, one of those lower top skilled Mii's. One of the two of them leveled up pretty high.
Knowing Kareem, he probably does. As for the carts, though, I mean, this Moo Moo Off-Roader, we were just waiting for the day that it would come back into ranked. And here it is on this Yoshi Island RT. And really, guys, there's not a lot of other options. You have the Coral Jet Cruiser, which is nice. You got a couple of these newer items. Actually, I do kind of like the look of this Bright Girl. Just kind of sweet looking. If I remember correctly, though, the hitbox is not very large. It's not small. It's not as small as some of the other normals, but it's also not large compared to what we've been seeing, especially not compared to the Moo Moo Off-Roader. And I really don't think there's any of these other ones worth investing in. If you already invested in the Coral Jet Cruiser, good for you. You're using that, but it's got to be Moo Moo Off-Roader. If you haven't invested in it yet, this is a great time to do it. Not that you have a Coinbox driver that you're going to be pairing with it on this track, but it's a really strong cart in general, well worth investing in. And then, of course, the rich get richer here for the gliders. The 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom has been insane in 2023. I hope that we can remember these days during the award ceremony in December, because if so, guys, this glider has been absolutely bonkers. It's got a really tough track. I mean, honestly, I think the Yoshi's Island RT is probably the hardest track to cover of any of the tracks this tour. You do have the little cookie glider that we talked about, Yoshi's Cookie, Luigi's hat. You get the gold eggshell, and then you have the 2 new gliders, including also the Mario's mustache. You get the Smiley Flower glider, which is so cute. Banana plus skill for the Smiley Flower. But yeah, guys, it's pretty clear this tour. If the driver for Yoshi's Island, it's up to you on what you got. But then it's Moo Off Roader and 8-Bit One Up Mushroom. That's pretty. I mean, it's by far the meta options there for you if you can for Yoshi's Island RT. So there you go. That's ranked for week 1 and week 2. Anything you want to add there, Brian?
Question. I had a question for you, Studfit. Like, for a couple of these carts and gliders, you said it's the One Up Mushroom. It's amazing, and I don't have it. I don't have anything on that top shelf either, and I don't have anything on the top shelf for the carts. I'm really wondering with the daily spotlight, whether it's worth investing. I do have a couple rubies to spend, whether it's worth spending 100, because the 30 difference for getting, for instance, when the Wonderful Diamond was available, it might be really good. It was 70. 30 rubies now is a big difference. Do you think the Moo Off-Roader and the One Up 8-Bit Mushroom are worth going after for 100 rubies?
8-Bit One Up Mushroom, 100%.
Okay. But you're not so quick to say with the Moo Off-Roader.
Moo Off-Roader, I like it because it's got a nice hitbox. But really, I mean, its track's a bit above average, but it hasn't been overwhelming. I still kind of prefer. I don't know. I kind of prefer some of the other carts that we've been talking about more than that. I mean, I'm thinking stuff like even Lightning Streamliner or Blazing Eagle or some of the other carts you could invest it in. Which I think as we're wrapping up the episode, and Siegel and Brian, anything else I missed though for this tour that's new? Obviously, it's nice that they give us some extra tickets, part of the token shop. Highly recommend most players focusing in on getting those tokens out of your token shop. Highly recommend that. I think there's some really interesting meta items here. I think I'd like to wrap up with the Spotlight Shop. But anything I missed when it came to the tour and what might be going on behind the scenes?
I think you nailed it, and you summed it up pretty good right there before with the Blazing Eagle. It's like the gold me suit of the carts. It's hot.
It is hot. Siegel, anything else I missed this tour?
Yeah,
So you were cutting out there, my friend. Good old UK internet.
I think you got everything.
Okay, cool. All right, so now that we've talked about that, now that we've seen ranked, now I want to look at the Spotlight Shop and then wrap up the episode. So we kind of already talked about the drivers. Toad Astronaut being one of the hottest drivers here on this list. I don't think I can talk about the Spotlight Shop without looking at ranked, because I think that kind of carves out a lot of the thought process. There are other tracks that are new this tour that are not ranked, and they just, we'll get to that on the rundown. So we'll get much deeper, and I'll select which ones I consider to be the most valuable. But I think Toad Astronaut is a huge winner this tour. We got Gold Charging Chuck, a huge winner. It's got the nice rank track. Of course, you would have. It could have been nicer. It could have been nice to have gotten maybe that Yoshi desert there. But moving into carts, I don't really like any of these top.
Hello.
Oh, Natalie, what's going on? How are you doing? Welcome.
Hey, Natalie.
Just checking the new tour out.
Yeah, what do you think about the new Yoshi tour?
It looks good.
Yeah, you like the new tracks?
I just tried them one time, but they look fun. I like the eggs, because then you get points.
Yeah, getting points from hitting those spring eggs. I haven't raced any of the tracks, but I'm looking forward to getting into it. Those will be fun. What else? Anything else stand out about the track? About the tour?
Some rough, like tough stealth on ranked tracks again.
We got some tough ones. We also got some gimmies. We got some softballs from getting some supers. A lot of super options in
Yeah.
ranked, which is interesting. Combined with some tougher top shelves. Man, that Yoshi Desert RT, the driver selection week 2, it's it's slim pickings. I still don't know what
It's
I'm gonna
rough.
do. Have you invested in the Goomba me or the green me?
No, I'm starting to invest into me.
Starting,
I
Natalie.
should have
Come
followed
on.
to him.
No, it's that's awesome. No, I appreciate that. We're just talking about the spotlight shop, and then we're gonna wrap up. Some other look at the top shelf carts, kind of the carts with the highest odds. Nothing really to write home about. Looking at the normal chances, obviously we got the Armored Rider, a really strong one. It's a nice big hitbox. Been around for a while, but I think it pairs really well with a number of different items. Lightning Streamliner, Flowery Badwagon, both really strong. Again, Flowery Bagwagon, a little bit bigger in the hitbox than the Lightning Streamliner, but neither one of them are large per se. They're just above that minimal viable hitbox that we're looking for. The Ice Cream Minibus is a pretty strong one. Shield Speedster, been in our top 10 for a while. I think the number one card, if you get any, this tour would be the Blazing Eagle. Not too far behind that. You got some other options there, including the Moo Moo Off-Roader. I think you could do pretty well with the Blooper Shuttle as well. And if you like the look of the Combo Cruiser, it used to be really good. Maybe not so much anymore, but it's a fun one to drive. And being in ranked, it's a nice option there for the baby park track. And then at the lowest rates, we do have the gold Bullet Bill. So that one's a pretty strong cart, even though its size is relatively small. Then moving into anything you'd disagree with that, guys? Anything you'd add to that list?
Well, I wouldn't add anything, but Blazing got 3 good buffs, so just putting further and further ahead.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. I'm sure it'll be our top cart of the tour, that's for sure. Moving to gliders, I still keep looking at this 8-bit Bill. It just doesn't die. It's literally like every other tour, they'll throw in a nice ranked buff. But I think the number one option for you has to be this 8-bit 1-up mushroom. If you don't have it, and I know that typically we like giving nudges, just get it. If you don't have it, just get it. It's honestly, who knows? Maybe we could go 3 more tours of it being in ranked on a tough track. It's just been absolutely insane. Moving to that's kind of the second row. Fire Manta, if you have to go that direction, I see Mario's mustache isn't bad. Luigi has been kind of sneaky. Love some of these gems, but I think the yellow hard hat and the fuzzy kite have to be some strong ones too, along with black star shoot and the piranha plant balloons. If I had to kind of put into some kind of rank, obviously you got like the S tier, like the meta crazy tier with the 8-bit 1-up mushroom. And then I think like right below that might be, the Icy Mario's mustache and the yellow hard hat and the fuzzy kite and the black star shoot. I'd kind of put those all kind of lumped together. And then that tier below it, you might have the prawn plant balloons. You might have the some of these ice cream between the mint and berry and the vanilla and chocolate. Maybe even the who knows? Maybe even the Luigi hat in there too. Cream Cat Cruiser or Calico. I think it's Calico. It's kind of a sneaky upcoming one. And then Record Setter and 8-bit Bullet Bill kind of in the same conversation. So that's kind of how I would look at some of these spotlight items. What are your thoughts, guys? Anything you'd add or take away?
Just one disagreement. I'd have the piranha plant, and maybe it's a little partial because I have it ranked leveled pretty high. But the piranha plant balloons, I'd have those in the first tier. I think they're strong, and they get stronger every once in a while. I think it's up there, not with one 8-bit mushroom, but with a couple of the others you said.
Brian, strong argument. I probably agree with you there.
Thanks.
All right, Siegel, yeah. Natalie, anything you recommend for the Spotlight Shop as we wrap up our time together? Trying to make the most of our most of the technology that we've had.
I agree with Brian with the front of balloons and Calico Toe Beans have been sneaky good. They have Baby Party and Yoshi Valley are in rank. So
Double feature.
might be interesting to check them. They have a few tracks.
Good points. Appreciate that. Yeah, Natalie, anything you want to add?
I just want to say, if you don't have a glider for Cookie Land, the new one you can buy, what is it called? Smiley flower glider. It actually has that.
Yeah, we saw that it was kind of hidden. It's actually really cool. It's for its starting tracks. Starts out with a pretty good 9 tracks and has some of the harder ones. Of course, you got a Choco Island in there, but everything else pretty strong. You know, Yoshi Desert, Yoshi Island, even a Riverside Park in there. Yeah, some really strong coverage. I think it's cute. I can see it being right up your alley, Natalie.
It's cute, yeah.
And Woo-Loop, hey, how's it going, man? So we're wrapping up the episode. Anything you want to add about the Yoshi tour?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving this tour already.
What do you love most about the tour so far? The tracks, the new items, the coverage?
Definitely Yoshi Desert in general.
Nice, man. Yoshi Desert does. I think some of the loadouts look pretty fun. I can't wait to get into them. Well, there you go, guys. Again, sorry about the technology. Appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you to the 4 of you guys who joined. It's been fun having you guys. If nothing else, just to chat about the new tour. Again, hopefully I'll find out a good application that works better, more consistently. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining us there in the chat. See if there's anyone we hadn't mentioned there. I see Issa. I see, and then a lot of conversations from Crazy Andy S, Eva Taco. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you enjoy the tour. You guys like to say goodbye?
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
See everyone.
Have a fun tour. Enjoy Yoshi Tour, everybody.